Alright, so as you can see from the videos that should have been shown to you about Happy Feet and also the actual documentary of actual penguins, penguins actually do sing. Now it may sound like noise to us, but we understand that they are calling for their mate, okay? For the wives and the husbands to find each other in a crowd. So today you're going to be working with penguin stencils, and these are really fun, to do a wintry landscape down in the South Pole. Now I know it's a little disappointing to some of y'all to find out that penguins do not live at the North Pole. They are only found at the South Pole, but there are thousands of them down there. So, like you've been working with stencils, need something to draw with. Take the stencil, hold it down hard with one hand, and come around it with a utensil to make an outline of a penguin. And if you need to try a few times in your book, that's okay. Raise your hand if you need help. Our lovely sub will help you today. But you can add one or two. I'm going to add two in this case, a male and a female. And yes, you can see that they're roughly the same size. One is not quite totally huge compared to the other one. Alright, so two penguins. And we are going to turn these into emperor penguins by adding their cute little hoods. So we're actually going to come up and around, down, and give them a tuxedo kind of shape to them. And of course need an eye, and you can complete their beak. What you do to one, please do to the other. We're going to add a line here. And if I'm going too fast, you raise your hand and the sub will pause me and you can catch up. And they have white undersides to their flippers. So now we're just taking the shape and we're finishing it up to look like a penguin. They have a skirt of feathers, both boys and girls, important for tucking over that egg, as you can see. And then eventually the chick, who is so cute. Right, and you can add some. They have pretty big claws for birds. The better for hooking into the ice with. I know some of us, we talked about the Arctic. Being able to move on the snow is extremely important. And you can put a little bit of orange up here on their ear to make them into emperor penguins, which is the type that are in Happy Feet. So what you do to one, go ahead and do to the other, but in between them we're going to have a chick, and chicks are so easy to do because once they've gained some weight, like further on in that video, after they've gained enough weight, they can actually stand out in the snow by themselves. But to protect themselves from the cold, they are super duper fuzzy. So you can do a big poof ball in between the parents. Give a little diamond for a beak. And two beady eyes to make a penguin chick. Each pair of penguins will only have one chick a year. So it's important that they have enough food and they take care of their chick. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and complete my other one. Maybe you should do too. Y'all can give them smiles too if you want. Now it's kind of hard to tell each penguin from each other for scientists, but sometimes they have spots on their chest and throat that allow a scientist to know who it is. So, oh good, we have a male and a female and their chick that they had that season. Alright, and the reason that they have to travel so far just to get food is because they have to have their nests on the rocky ground. They can't have their nests out in the ice, because if the ice breaks up, all the fathers and all the eggs and chicks will go floating away, and that's not good. So they have to have their colony or group of penguins on the rocky part of the ice that will not break up, so that everyone is safe. While the ladies, the females, go and get fish out of the sea. You have to go past the ice though. Alright. We will draw a line below them though. And y'all could take your stencil and do it at the bottom of your paper like they're underwater, under the ice. And it can go off your paper a little bit too. It doesn't have to fit. Because even though penguins are very awkward on land, they are extremely good swimmers. They are very fast. Can go up to 30 miles per hour underwater to catch fish easily. And they leave streams of bubbles behind them wherever they go. You might have seen them at the zoo. So go ahead with this one, same treatment. Now, chicks can't swim. They can't swim yet until they have their real feathers, because right now they're covered with special feathers called down. Okay, just like a baby chick from a chicken looks very yellow and fuzzy for people who just did Chicken Little, yellow and fuzzy chicks, same thing. They don't have their real feathers yet. But once they are adults, they will have their real feathers. And those real feathers are so tightly packed together on their skin that it acts like a wetsuit. Their skin never gets wet. So go ahead, add that one, and we can add some goldfish for it to go after. Alright, well, these penguins up here have a problem now. They are floating in outer space, and that's not good, so let's add a line for the snowy ice that's behind them. And just like in Happy Feet, we saw that there's kind of ice cliffs. There are ice cliffs also in Antarctica. So you can have some big snowy hills behind your penguins. And it snows all year long. It's just that cold. So if you want to draw some snowflakes coming down, you can. And those are easy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now you have a beautiful picture that you can color. Now, who said that ice had to be just white? We could use our pencils to shade in with a little bit of gray, if we need gray. And we, of course, have black and blue colors and purples too. Maybe you're lucky enough to find a gray. Okay. I think I'm just going to go with some black for their tuxedos. They do look like they're well-dressed birds. Well, look at there, my black has disappeared. Alright, but you can color in the mountains blue, ice blue. And of course the backs of the adults, black. They need some orange since they're emperor penguins, and yellow to go on them. So black for the tuxedo. And black for the top of the beak too. The bottom of the beak is actually a different color. So I'm going to choose out some nice bright oranges and yellows. Orange for that ear that I talked about. Orange or pink for the bottom of the beak. And they have a little bit of yellow on their chests. For being in such a cold place, they're actually quite colorful. Not just black and white like everyone makes them to be. And of course, get these nice claws down here. You saw that the chicks are very much gray with a black mask. And black beaks. They are not going to have any orange on them just yet. They need to have their real feathers first before they grow. And cute little black feet. Alright, and of course, water underneath ice. Say this family's come out for a little field trip. Show the chick exactly where they need to come when they're an adult to find food. Below the ice, nice and blue. Water. So go ahead and color in your picture. I can't wait to see them when I get back. You can always show them to me when I come to co-teach or when you're back in my classroom, but I'd love to see your penguins when you come, when I'm back in class and you're back in my class. All right, until next time, guys. I hope you learned a little something about penguins because penguins can sing.